Alrighty fam, welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be talking all things demonic beasts. You guys seem to love these videos, so I'm going to keep pumping them out, and now I thought it was a really good time to just do a quick recap of all the different teams that I recommend for each of the different demonic beasts. So at the moment it's double drops, if you guys don't know. So what that means is basically at the end of the run you are guaranteed a reward of 1 win source. At the moment it is 2. And you also get a 2%. I think that's gone up from 1% to 2% as well, I think. I could be wrong with that. Basically, you get 2 win source guaranteed at the end. And same thing with the other ones. Like, same thing with, obviously, Deer as well as Skull and Hardy, right? You'll get 2 at the end rather than the usual 1. So now is the time to be farming your relics. I'm doing the same thing. I am slowly but surely, I've got 4 to go on here, and I've just got enough for another one of Deer, so I only have 1 to go on Deer. I finished Skull and Hardy, and I haven't even started on Nidhogger, but I'll explain that when I get to it. So, I don't want this video to be too crazy long. In short, I'm just going to be running through a couple of teams that I recommend for each. I'll probably be doing something along the lines of like the easiest team, or like the most free-to-play friendly team, or the most easiest team to use, for lack of a better term. I'll probably pick like the most consistent team, so the one that is probably the one that will consistently get you clears. And then I'll probably pick one that's like the fast clear team, like the speed run team, depending on where you're at in the game. So if you guys are looking for guides on how to do the demonic beasts, or like a full team building setup and everything like that, I have multiple videos of those on my channel. I can make more if you guys want, but if you just go to the playlists, it's all on demonic beasts. I go through the deer, the bird, the dogs, everything apart from Nidhogger, pretty much, because I can't do it yet. But once I can do it, I'll do a full run of that as well. So this is more just a team idea, and we can see how we go, right? So let me start with, basically, for the bird, I'm going to start with for the what? Yeah. So this is the one that I have preset. This is my fast clear team. So this is the one that I try and use consistently because it just gets me through the bird the fastest way possible. Now this one does rely on you having Roxy. Again, this is just the preferences that I have. You can sit there and say I don't have Roxy, that's fine, use another team. But these are one of my favorite teams for this, because Roxy's passive just makes you bypass damage caps a lot easier. It goes really, really quickly. And spoiler alert, she'll be showing up a lot in the next couple of teams across the bosses, just because her death damage on humans just really is so clutch when you just need to, again, bypass damage caps, right? Like on the bird, there's multiple parts where you can only hit like 30%, and you want to basically one-shot the bird. She's just so good at that. So I do run Brunhild as well. You probably don't need to. You can probably swap this out for like Trader Melee. I'm not going to be able to find any unit while I do this. There he is. So you can probably swap it out for Trader Melee. He'll probably give you a bit more tankiness. But I just like having Brunhild because her Power Strike card is good for the final phase of the first floor. And she's just another human. So whenever she crits, she does extra damage as well. So human team basically for the bird is like my preference at the moment for speed running it through. You can be a bit glass cannony, which is not ideal. So I'll show you guys a different team. So I'll swap this up, and I'll guys show you the most consistent team that I've been using. And the most consistent team that I was using does include Trader Melee, if I can find him. There he is. So it would be Trader Melee, Escanor, Magelda, and then this one is kind of a wild card slot. So I'd always have probably Tarmiel Link on, Red Tarmiel probably, just because Escanor's death damage will get you through the taunt phase. But if you want, you can run a taunt, and you can run something like Festival Diane is a good choice here, just because she'll do damage and stuff as well. Alternatively, I've also run Festival Gotha before because of his Holy Relic, which is really fun, as well as his passive. I've also just run normal Green Arthur. Green Arthur is such a slept-on unit. I really like him just for his increase in damage and decrease in damage taken. So this is kind of your wild card slot, but these two will dish out the damage you need. Magelda will obviously keep everyone alive. I would probably swap around my Link to someone else. I just have it on because this is the team setup that works the best with my Roxy. But yes, this is your wild card slot. So let's say you want to use, you can run Festival Gotha, right? So I'd leave Tarmiel Link on him, Sariel Link there. I'd probably swap this to my Link, and it's just a high CC Festival Link. But this would be the team I would run. Just quickly as well, gears. Attack crit on your damage dealers. Basically, I run attack defense on my Magelda, and then your support unit, depending on what it is. Like my Brunhild has attack crit, but this Gotha would have HP defense, Deanne would have HP defense, Arthur would have HP defense. Like, basically, in short, your support units run HP defense, your attack damage dealers run attack crit is kind of the general rule of thumb you want to have. So this is probably the most consistent team, I would say, because you get the damage stack reduction from melee as well as the healing. So this is probably a little bit more consistent, and these two are a little bit tankier than like Brunhild and Roxy. So this is a good choice. So that's that's the fast clear team, and that's like a consistent team. Now we're going to go with the free-to-playest team, or the easiest team to use, right? I will show you the team that I used when I first cleared the bird. Now, I will preface this with the fact that this was before the One Ultimate came out. If you guys have the One Ultimate, use him. He's just so strong, because he just absolutely carries through all content, basically. So if you have him, don't use this setup, use the one. I probably wouldn't recommend replacing Trader Melee. I'd replace probably Matrona, to be honest, or even Arthur. But he's just super strong. So let me put the final piece of this puzzle in. So this is my original free-to-play team that I used. So I used Trader Melee when I got him. I used Matrona, I used Green Arthur, and then I used Miguel. Basically, Miguel is obviously a staple. Matrona for the taunt, and her buff removal actually is really helpful with her single target, because she basically, gets rid of the buffs from the bird. So when he has the evade up, she can get rid of that, and really helps. If you still don't have Trader Melee, I'm so sorry, but if you don't, Brunhild is the probably replacement. The One Ultimate is the replacement. Anything with like a Power Strike will get you through the phase 4 of Floor 1. And card set wise, I'd probably run this one if you've got it. If not, run the single target one from the bird, or if not, just run your highest CC card sets. So again, it may seem like I'm flying, guys. I just wanted to do a very quick video on this. I do full in-depth explainers and stuff in my other videos, but this is just a very quick recap to help you guys when you're farming, right? When you're farming all these holy relics that you're going to get. Next thing is the deer. I mean, spoiler alert, that's my team. But next thing is the deer, right? So this is the most consistent team that I have. This is the team that I use all the time, just because King's Shield I really like having, especially with the rank up from Yorm. The shield just stops you from getting debuffed, stops him from taking away your ultimate gauge. It's just really helpful, and it's just really consistent. And I find, like, as much as I speedrun through the bird, consistency is better in the deer. And I just find, I don't know what it is, but I just find I get a better RNG with cards when I run this team. Don't ask me why. I have no logic behind that, but this is the team that I run. So I've got my green, my red, my blue, and then I just have the One Ultimate because his damage dealing is just wild, right? And then I have the Roxy link for him. So attack crit, attack defense, attack crit. All out attack damage as much as I can. My old link here, Sariel link here, and this is my most consistent team that I run. Now, in terms of one of the teams that I first run, I honestly can't really remember because it's been so long, but I believe I had Sariel. And then here I had the one. And then I can't remember what my final card was. I can't remember what my final guy was. I want to say it was maybe Arthur again, Green Arthur again, right? You could maybe run Brunhild again. You could maybe run Festal Deanne for a taunt, right? But this is kind of your wild card slot. You could run Light Liz, you could run Trader Melee, right? You could run Trader Melee here. But you want to just make sure you have green, blue, and red. So this is probably, tell you what, let's do this. This is probably my most like basic team that you would run. These two are basically free. You obviously need Yorm, and then this is your wild card slot at the end. This would be like your basic setup. And then speedrun. Speedrun, I don't think you guys are going to find this to be any sort of a surprise by this point. You're going to run, if I can talk and work at the same time, you're going to run Roxy, you're going to run Escanor, you're going to run Yorm, and then you need a red unit. So your red unit can be, I usually go Freya. Freya's my choice because he's got the Death ult. That's what I'm looking for. His cleave card does a lot of damage, and you do a lot of, you get all the little basic stat increases and stats increases as well. So that's really nice. Your other option here as well, if you do have him, which is highly effective with this team because he's human, is Reinhardt. Reinhardt's a really good choice here. I don't have Reinhardt, which is a shame. Again, for the red unit, you could run something else, but you could run Sariel again, but you really want to make sure, ideally, that the guys you're using for the colors have double attack cards, because there's nothing worse than needing a blue or needing a red and then getting a Deanne stance card, right? Because that's just frustrating. You could use Freya. That'd be cool as well. You could maybe run a Ragnarok team, but yeah, that's the other option. But she doesn't work as well if she doesn't have other Ragnarok units, which she does from Yorm, but that's about it. So that's kind of those choices there. Again, like, oh, I almost forgot the demon team. So I'll quickly build this out for you guys. But if you guys have seen my video, it was pretty popular a little while back. Pretty popular for me. Give me some credit. It was basically Green Melascula. It was, where is he? Estarossa. And then it was Red Zeldris. And again, I can't take credit for this. Shout out to Amazing. You guys, I'm sure, know who he is. I stole this from him. He did it a while back. If I can even find my Red Zeldris. There he is. So this combo actually works insanely well together. I've done this with basically this CC. And you can clear all 3 floors of the deer. So again, if you need to see that, I'll link the playlist in description of this video. Just go back in and check out the video. It's one of the latest ones. And this team does really, really well as well. So that's a bonus one for the deer. These two are a lot easier to do because there's so many different teams you can run now because they're a lot older. But let's move on to Skull and Hardy. So as you can see, this is probably my team that I've run the most, and what I'd say is quote unquote maybe the most consistent. Actually, you know what? No, this is probably my fast clear team. This is probably like me bullying my way through this team as fast as possible. Just for the max damage from Escanor and Trader Melee. So this is probably the team I'd use to try and clear through as fast as possible. If I was talking about consistency, I'd probably keep a very similar team, but I would replace the one with Green Liz. The reason why I'm doing that is because Green Liz has the healing ult, right, which also increases ult gauge, which really works well with Thonar's Holy Relic, and her level 2 version of her healing card removes debuffs as well, which can be really good for getting rid of the infect and the poison and stuff like that. So this is probably the most consistent team, I would say. And then I would swap out Liz basically for the one ultimate if you're running as fast as you can, trying to pump your way through it. So it's a little bit different, but that's how I'd recommend there. The other option is you can run the King Patience team, which is, where is my King? There he is. You can run King. You can run you can run Brawl or Barn, which again is going to be, there he is. And then you can run, the final unit is Freya. So I probably should have just left him on there. So this is the team you want to run. Again, these links aren't right, guys, so don't take these links on face value. Links wise, you want to keep Red Tarmiel here. You want to keep Red Sariel on King, and then you want to keep Mael on Freya because of his cleave card, right? And if you don't have those, again, just max festival units that you've got, 6/6 ideally. If not, just whatever your highest CC can be. And then Barn can have whatever. Now, the thing with Barn is Barn needs to have triple defense rolls. Let me show you his gear. Needs to have triple defense rolls with resistance rolls in the middle. And the whole idea behind this is you proc Thonar's attack-related stats increase after 3 attacks, and then you King Shield. And then every time they attack you, as long as they don't damage Barn, so you don't want to put Barn on the far left because he'll get attacked. You want to put him in the middle somewhere, maybe King, maybe Freya, whoever's got the highest HP on that side, because you don't want these two being attacked. This guy can't take damage at all, and this is your linchpin for the dogs. So Freya to stop the ignites, King for the shield, Barn so every time he doesn't get damaged, it doesn't take any damage, it reduces the attack of the dogs, right? So decreases all enemies attack by 15% at the start of their last turn if he doesn't take damage. So after 5 turns, you have a decrease of 75% attack, which is going to be really effective against the dogs. And the whole idea is you just King Shield your way through the whole thing, basically. Get ults, wipe, move on, next floor, same again. It does get harder, obviously, the more the floors go up, and RNG can be a bit of a pain in the butt with this, just because you need to have King needs to have a shield at every turn, basically, right? Until you get to minus 75%, and then maybe you get lucky with a Patience on Barn, but ideally you want a King Shield every single turn that you do this, so this can be very dependent on RNG. So that's that. That's the King Patience team, which is probably the easiest team to use for this. Then you've got the consistent team where you run Freya, Trader Melly, Green Liz, Thonar, and then you just, for the fast clear team, you can put Roxy in again as well with Trader Melly. Sorry, not with Trader Melly. So you could do Thonar, and then here you could do the one ultimate, of course. Here you could do, and here you would do Roxy. Freya's really good for this because he stops ignites, so they do ignite you. So ideally you want a unit that doesn't let you get ignited. So Freya's kind of a staple. The other unit you could really use if you needed to would be like a Melascula. But yeah, unfortunately it makes it harder if you don't have Freya. Freya's pretty staple for the dogs. So again, if you don't have him, maybe summon on the new Ragnarok banner that's coming out. But I mean, actually, no, to be fair, everyone should have him because he was a free unit. So I'm hoping you guys all have him. If you don't, I'm sorry. But yeah, he's kind of clutch for this. Other option you could use is Skadi after all that, because the more debuff she has, the more damage and stuff you do. But I found Skadi to be a lot less consistent, and actually really not that effective on the dogs. I don't know if it's just me, but I have the Holy Relic for Skadi. I've used her. I've got her attack, defense, full UR gear. And she's still a great unit, but I just don't find her as effective as she could be on the dogs. So either one of those two is what you want for the dogs. Lucky last. This will be nice and short and sweet. So as you guys can see, this is the team that I have been running. This is very similar to the Barn Patience team on Skull and Hardy, except this time you want to have Green Valenti. As you can see, she doesn't need to be fully maxed out or anything like that. She also needs... I given a different gear, but she also needs triple defense with resistance rolls in the middle. Same thing with Barn again, triple defense with resistance rolls in the middle. Trader Melly for the damage reduction stacks, and then King for the shield. And again, the same process here is you want to get Patienced so you don't take any damage. It's a lot easier on Nidhogger, to be honest. Basically save up your AoE PS cards to 2 level 3s on the final phase, and that'll get you through phase 1. Now I say that very specifically because that'll get you through this first floor. It will not get you through floor 2. So you pretty much, the whole idea of this team is to get you through this floor so you can farm enough so you can get Freya's Holy Relic, which basically makes her single target have a stance cancel, increases all allies stats, makes her a goddess, etc, etc, right? Now, when you do that, when you finally get her Holy Relic, then what you need to do is you need to build, I think it's pretty much this team. Now, I might get this wrong. So for all those that know more than me, let me know in the comments, but I believe it's, I've done it before on a friend's account, and it's Mael, it's, where is it? It's, where the heck is she? Blue Alat, right? It's Green Liz. She is. And then it is Freya as well. So this is the team you need to have. You obviously put Sariel Link on Freya. Tamil Link is on Blue Elat. And again, Blue Elat needs to have triple defense, resistance rolls in the middle, right, to make her effective. Basically, so she has the lowest HP out of everyone. I need to fix this. So she has the lowest HP out of everyone. Then she gets attacked. And then basically you use her to cleanse debuffs, right? She takes less damage, obviously, with the triple defense, but the Tamil Link will help. This is a good card to just get rid of ultimate gauge. You have Freya for the Holy Relic. You have Liz for the heals, and then the ult push and the heals with her ultimate. And then Mael is your damage dealer as well, alongside with Freya. Now, I've only got a 2/6 Mael, so it's going to be a lot less effective, unfortunately. But, you know, the top level Mael will obviously be more beneficial. So yeah, that's probably the only two teams we really have for Nidhogger at the moment, while we wait for the new damn Nidhogger unit. But I hope that helps, guys. So we went through all of the bosses, multiple different teams for all the bosses. Let me know if you've got another team that works better down below in the comments. But those are the teams that I found to be really effective, and I wish you guys all the best in farming your Holy Relics. Again, let me know if you guys want more videos on this. I'm happy to do them. I enjoy doing Demonic Beast stuff, so I can do more videos, but I've got quite a few already. So the link to the playlist is down below. Yeah, let me know how you guys go. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.